Hello everybody, mega goal number 3, second secondary, unit 1, which is connected by technology, 8 reading, pages 12 and 13. Let's take a look at the objectives first. Read and answer the questions. Read and give the meaning of the new words. 3. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of the internet. Okay. عندنا اليوم درس قراءة، راح نقرأ ونحل الأسئلة، نقرأ الكلمات الجديدة ونعطي معناها، مناقشة سلبيات وإيجابيات الإنترنت. Okay? Now let's move on. So, an amazing internet connection, pages 12 and 13. Okay? And if I may ask you, before we start reading, if the internet has ever helped you meet or reconnect with a friend, explain. هل ساعدك الإنترنت على أنك تلتقي بأصدقائك وترجع تتواصل معهم؟ Can you explain? Okay, if you have an answer to this question, please leave it in the comment box below. خلاص؟ إذا عندكم إجابة ممكن تتركونها في بوكس التعليقات. Okay, before we start the lesson, you remember the vocabulary from the previous lesson. تتذكرون أنكم أخذتوا الكلمات من الدرس السابق. But I'm gonna again run them one more time so you memorize them by heart and they will help you while you read the lesson. برجع أعرضها لكم مرة ثانية very fast بسرعة. أزمة. Okay. Extraordinary, okay, which is going beyond what is usual or regular. Paramedics. Unique, when I say the earth is unique, it is one of its kind. Cyber, which means anything which is related or involving computer or computer network such as the internet. Networking, okay, and posted. For example, when I say I posted a picture on my Instagram the other day. Okay. Virtual. Okay, an amazing internet connection. Please try to follow up with me as you listen to the recording about an amazing internet connection. Okay, so what's the title of today's lesson? إيش عنوان الدرس? Amazing internet connection. And we have several stories about how the internet has brought people together and has helped them to reconnect. راح نقرأ اليوم 3 different stories، 3 قصص مختلفة عن كيف إن الإنترنت جمع الناس ببعضهم وبرضو خلاهم يرجعون يتواصلون مع بعض. Okay, so right now I'm gonna run the recording for you. Try to follow up as you listen to the recording in your book. حاولوا تتابعون مع كتابكم pages 12 and 13 وانتوا تستمعون للمقطع حاولوا انكم تتابعون معه. طبعا I'm gonna run a story by story قصة then I'm gonna explain it to you وراح اشرح لكم باختصار كل قصة. Okay, so an amazing internet connection. Get ready to listen. Okay.
Pages 12 and 13. 8. Reading. Amazing internet connections. We all use the internet to connect with people. Using email, social networking sites, and chat rooms are ordinary ways that people connect. But at times, the internet has been used to connect ordinary people in extraordinary ways.
Saving a life. 12-year-old Sean Redden from Denton, Texas, was on the internet playing a cyber fantasy world game. Suddenly, someone came online asking for help. The person said she was a Finnish business student who was locked in her college's computer lab. She said she was having an asthma attack and couldn't breathe. Redden wasn't sure if this was part of the game, as sometimes a few people lie on the net. However, as he later told the Dallas Morning News, he decided it was too real to be a joke. So Redden called the police. With the additional help of international phone operators, Finnish paramedics found 20-year-old Tara Laintinen and gave her the medical attention she needed. Without the internet and the efforts of a 12-year-old boy half a world away, she might not have survived.
Okay, I'm gonna stop here right now. I'm gonna stop here right now, and I want you to concentrate with me, okay? So the introduction is about an amazing internet connection and how we all use the internet to reconnect with people, right? كيف إن احنا نستخدم النت to connect and also reconnect. تواصل وإعادة التواصل مع الآخرين through the social media انتوا عارفين such as Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat or instant messages خلاص اللي هي المسجات اللي تجي الرسائل الفورية خلاص. So the internet has been used to connect ordinary people in extraordinary ways. يعني في شيء ما يخطر على بالكم جمع الناس خلاص. The internet has brought people all together in an extraordinary way. Okay, now let's move on to the first story. And if I ask you what's the title of the first story, yes, it is about or saving a life. It is about saving a life. Okay, let's discuss it in brief. Saving a life. So one day Sean was on the internet playing a game. He was playing a game, right? He was playing a video game. كان يلعب لعبة. Suddenly, someone came online asking for help. فجأة جاء شخص يسأل مساعدته. She was a Finnish business student who was locked in the college's computer lab. متخيلين إنها كانت she was a student, a Finnish student. She was from Finland. يعني تخيلوا he was Sean is from the United States of America من أمريكا and someone came to him asking for help from Finland من فنلندا. She said she was having an asthma and attack and couldn't breathe. خلاص she was having difficulty breathing. Sean thought this might be this is as he said too real to be a joke. من كثر ما هو حقيقة ما يتخيل إنها يعني تكون نكتة. Okay, so Sean called the police with the help of the international phone operators. So he called the international phone operators and he called the police. And fortunately لحسن الحظ Finnish paramedics found the girl and gave her the medical attention needed. خلاص يعني أسعفوها. Without the internet and Sean, she might have not survived. تخيلتوا أن الإنترنت actually did save this Finnish student's life. Okay, so that's in brief the story of saving a life. Now we have another story about finding your double. Okay, so look at these people. Okay, these two men. As you could see, they are identical. هم متطابقين. But actually, they are not twins. هم مش twins. They are actually double. يعني they look alike يتشابهون. Or actually, they are almost the same. Do you have a double? Okay. عندكم شخص يشبهكم 100% and who's not related to you وما لها علاقة فيكم? Okay. Now listen to the story about finding your double. Okay. And we will know how Patrick found his double and how he connected to him through the internet.
Finding your double. It was just an ordinary night on a crowded subway car for Patrick Swales, a 21-year-old web designer in New York City. The car had just stopped at a station, and the doors opened. Suddenly, he saw himself waiting at the platform, but the clothes were not really his style. What was he doing waiting there? He should be in the car, but he was in the car. By the time he realized that he had just run into his double, the doors had shut and they were moving. At that instant, their eyes met. Disbelief, amusement, wonder were all conveyed in that one look. They both raised a hand in an attempt to catch each other, but it was too late. Shaken by the encounter and determined to find his double, Patrick came up with a unique idea. He created a website called subwaymydouble.com. He posted his own photo and a description of the man he had seen in the subway in the hope that someone would see it and make contact. He got the call 2 days later. Now, Patrick and his double are best friends. His name is Manuel, and he is in New York studying web design. Patrick and Manuel have decided to take themselves out of the public eye, so they have stopped updating the site. Patrick posted this message on the website: "In our best interest, there will be no more updates to this website. Unlike popular TV series, you will have to continue the story yourselves. Best wishes to all, and may you find your double someday."
Okay, so right now we will stop here and we will go back to the story. Okay, so finding your double. Okay. One night on a subway car, when Patrick saw someone who looks exactly like him. Okay, so in a subway car, it was in New York, كانت في مدينة نيويورك اللي هي في قطار الأنفاق. He saw someone exactly like him. So he was amazed and shocked, and then he realized that he ran into his double. Okay, someone who's exactly like him. It was too late to catch each other, and this is repeated, but it was too late. They wanted to catch each other, but it was too late. Okay, but Patrick decided to find his double and came with an idea. Okay, so he decided to find his double and came with an idea. جاءت له فكرة. So he created a website in the hope that someone would make contact. سوى له موقع اللي هو subway find double or something like that. You can go back to the text and find the name of this website. ممكن ترجعون للكتاب وترجعون إلى اسم الموقع. So he created a website and he received a call days later. استقبل اتصال بعد عدة أيام. Now Patrick and his double are best friend. أصبحوا أصدقاء. Okay. They have decided to take themselves out of the public eyes. قرروا إنهم يختفون, to disappear. And they decided to stop updating the website. خلاص ما يبغون يحطون الموقع. So right now, okay, you had listened to a story about finding your double. Okay. So this is how the internet has brought people who look alike إن أشخاص يعني يتشابهون أو probably identical without no relation يعني they are not blood related يعني ما في بينهم علاقة بالدم. And this was one of the extraordinary ways من الطرق الاستثنائية. Okay, now we will listen to a story about reunited 60 years later. Okay, and if I may say قبل ما يعني I ran the recording, I know that this is supposed to be a reading lesson. أعرف إن هذا الدرس إنه مفروض يكون درس قراءة. But you're listening to the recording. تستمعون الحين للمقطع. But later on, I would recommend that you read by yourself. إنكم تحاولون تقرؤون مع أنفسكم أو either aloud or silently يعني ممكن بصوت عالي أو مثلا silently بصمت. Suit yourself. but you should practice reading. لازم يا بنات يعني عفوا يا بنات وأولاد إنكم تحاولون إنكم تتدربون على القراءة. Okay, so this is about a story of two women who were reunited 60 years later thanks to the internet. Listen to the recording. استمعوا للمقطع.
Reunited 60 years later. Ozma, a 75-year-old grandmother of 8, enjoyed telling her grandchildren stories about her youth. These stories usually featured Sabah, Ozma's best childhood friend. Ozma and Sabah had been as close as sisters. Then, when the girls were 15, Sabah's family moved away and the girls lost contact. But Ozma never forgot her childhood friend. One day, Ozma was telling her 13-year-old grandchild, Khan, a story about Sabah when Khan asked, "Why don't you try to find her?" Khan got out his laptop and showed Ozma how to surf the web. A mere 30 minutes later, they found Sabah. Ozma's hands trembled as she dialed her old friend's phone number. When Sabah answered and Ozma identified herself, Sabah burst into tears. By coincidence, Sabah was now living nearby. 60 years later, the women are inseparable once again. "My life has improved dramatically since Ozma found me," says Sabah. "I never feel lonely anymore." Adds Ozma, "It's as if we had never been apart. 60 years have made no difference to our friendship."
These are just a few of the incredible ways people have been brought together by the internet. Every day there are more. Who knows what amazing internet stories are unfolding at this very moment?
Okay, so right now you had listened to the story of how Sabah and Asma were brought together thanks to the internet. Okay, so let me summarize this story. خليني ألخص لكم هذه القطعة. It is called Reunited 60 years later. Reunited means brought together. خلاص. Now, Asma, a grandmother, enjoyed telling her grandchildren about her youth عن شبابها. She was talking about her childhood friend Sabah. Okay, كانت تتكلم عن صديقتها في الطفولة اللي هي صباح. Sabah's family moved away and the girl lost contact. When the girls were 15 years old, لما أصبحوا عمرهم 15 سنة, Sabah's family moved away. They moved to another city probably, ممكن تقلوا إلى مدينة أخرى, and they lost contact. They lost in touch. Asma was telling her grandchild about her. كانت تخبر حفيدها عنها. Okay, so Khan, who was Asma's grandchild, decided to surf the web. Search يعني يبحث عن صباح. Mere يعني just in 30 minutes or after 30 minutes they had found Sabah. Believe it or not, thanks to the internet. And they called Sabah. Sabah burst into tears, okay? And Sabah was living nearby. تخيلوا انها كانت جدا قريبة منهم. 60 years later, the women are inseparable. تخيلوا انهم الحين بعد 60 سنة تجمعوا مع بعض والحين they are inseparable. يعني لا يفترقون. Now, you have listened to 3 incredible stories about how the internet has brought these people together. كيف جمعهم مع بعض. 3 stories. Once the internet has helped to find a double. Once it has saved a woman or a girl's life, حياة بنت. And also the internet reunited two women together after 60 years بعد 60 سنة. Okay, so this is our reading lesson for today. You have a couple of questions on page number 13 about the passage, but you should use your own words to explain or to answer these questions. إنه تستخدم كلماتك الخاصة علشان تجاوب على الأسئلة. You can do this by yourself. ممكن تحلونها مع يعني أنتوا بنفسكم. It's very easy since that you understood the lesson. سهل جدا بما أنكم you've understood the lesson. أنكم فهمتوا الدرس. Hopefully أتمنى. Now the last thing is the speaking. خلاص. And I'm gonna leave it up to you. راح أتركها لكم. I'm gonna just discuss it in brief. راح أناقشه فقط باختصار. Okay? And then you may answer this question in the comment box below. ممكن تجاوبون على هذا السؤال في بوكس التعليقات تحت. You are asked to work in pairs or groups and think about the advantages and disadvantages of the internet and make notes in the organizer and then discuss your ideas with the class. Okay, so you were asked to list advantages. أنا حطيت هنا زائد because it means الإيجابيات or the good things, and the disadvantages وحطيت هنا سالب عشان أوضح لكم إنها السلبيات. Advantages and disadvantages of what? Of the internet. Okay. So I was thinking that one of the advantages related to what we have read about قرأنا عنها, which is that the internet has brought people together and has جمع الناس in extraordinary ways. طبعا لاحظوا اني اكرر extraordinary عشان ابغاكم تحفظونها. خلاص. And also has helped people to be in touch. خلى الناس على طول على تواصل. While I think that one of the disadvantages, السلبيات, that you might have been addicted to the internet, or you may be addicted, ممكن الواحد يدمن على الانترنت, and you lose in touch with the reality, يفقد التواصل مع الواقع. Of course, there are plenty of advantages and disadvantages. في كثير من الإيجابيات والسلبيات about the internet. You can just express yourself and express your ideas and leave them in the comment box below. تتركون الإجابة ممكن في بوكس التعليقات. Now we have reached the end of the lesson. I hope that you liked it, and please don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and press like. See you next class.